Hi, this is Ranjan Goenka. In this video, I will be talking to you about interest allocation on TDS payment challans. Before I get down to explaining how to allocate interest, first thing we need to understand what interest are we talking about. Basically, interest that is being covered here are the two types of interest. One is the interest in the delay in making the TDS payments. Like there's a due date to make the TDS payments to the income tax department. If there's a delay, there is an implication of interest. Number two, there is a rule defined as to when the tax needs to be deducted. If there is a delay in deduction of tax, there is again an incidence of interest. Both these types of interest is actually covered when we talk about allocating of interest. So interest is actually a function of the deductee entries. So whenever there is a deduction entry based on the date of deduction and based on the date on which the payment has been made for that particular deduction, the interest component actually emerges in case if there is any kind of a delay in any case. So this basically means the sum total of all the interest of all the deductees for a particular challan needs to be paid along with the TDS. So now you have made the payment for the entire TDS plus whatever was the interest on the challan. The amount is correctly paid. Now to ensure that the interest is well taken care of as per the rules, one needs to understand what interest allocation is all about. After the challan has been paid, now when you are preparing a return, you will find that in the challan itself, there is an additional column called allocation of interest. So the challan value may be say 10,000 rupees. Out of that 10,000 rupees, there is already a column for interest. So in that column also you may have put in the figure 500 and the sum total comes to 10,000, means 9,500 for TDS including the cess and the surcharge plus 500 rupees for the interest. The total comes to 10,000 rupees. So, and the total deduction has been 9,500 and 500 rupees actually came in by way of the interest, the sum total of all the interest for the deductees. So, the transaction is complete and the payment you have made is also correct. But out of this 10,000 rupees, you need to actually put in the figure what amount has been allocated for the interest. The interest amount that you have already put in as part of the challan actually doesn't get allocated. You may even put in the interest figure as part of the TDS also, doesn't matter. The important thing is out of this total amount, what amount you are now allocating for the interest has to be very specifically specified. And this particular, what you call the interest amount that you're putting in the allocation field actually should match or exceed what you call the total interest, the sum total of the deductees where the interest has been involved. So please ensure, and it is extremely important that in the challan, when you're putting in the challan information in your TDS return, for that challan, what has been the total interest allocated has to be put in the separate column. Even if the interest amount is there in the what you call the regular challan entry, that will not help. So very important, just remember interest allocation needs to be entered separately and that particular amount should be either same or should be higher than the total interest implication when the deductees attached to this challan are concerned. Extremely important, a lot of people actually has what you call paid the interest but they were not able to get the defaults through. The defaults can only go through if you have properly put in the allocation of the interest in your challan entry in the TDS returns. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you so much for your time.